Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Set. Blue 90.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, a little bit loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On second down, Elliott. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Detroit! Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, there has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. It's Harmon. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now a play fake here on first down. Lets it go for Nelson. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. J.J. Nelson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And he stopped immediately there. Robert Kimdichie, the one to bring him down.
Early down stuff should put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone.
Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Benson Mayowa in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. The Pro Bowler Patrick Peterson back deep for Arizona. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 23. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
No. Check. Patriot. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Detroit!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's caught. Nelson. A really good pickup of 28 yards. That's the #2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be #2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be #1.
The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Detroit! Detroit! Let's bring it! Gun! 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 Gun!
So that'll back him up 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Johnson, and he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. David Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
They'll give to Elliott. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They'll roll him out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer. So it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
Corey Coleman, he's at the 50, 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. Corey Coleman, 104 yards. And the Cardinals will extend their lead.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is a defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper. Now 2 picks thrown by the rookie here on the road in this one in hostile territory.
And you know the discussion all week, any week, is take care of the football. But it's especially important on the road, and now he's made his team's task.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Randy Gregory in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Detroit!
Now a handoff. Johnson. Space to run past the 20. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go! Gun!
They'll look to throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Line of scrimmage. Again, the 25. 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this 1st half, a timeout call. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to fire one deep. Middle. He's got a man. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They'll set up to throw. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. The first down carry here for Johnson. And some room to work. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
The backup, Rob Kelly, his first carry. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! Green 39! Green 39! Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now Elliott. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up.
Gun! 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 Gun!
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. He tried to break that plane but couldn't get there, and that's going to leave him now at 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Here's Elliott. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Detroit!
This drive started with 1st and goal. Now that it's 4th and goal, anything less than a touchdown would feel like a letdown to me.
Now he steps away. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
No, check, Patriot!
They begin the drive with Johnson. Good move at the 30. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They go to Johnson again, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Gun! Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They'll run it with Johnson. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It's your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
A good pickup there on 1st as a screen pass gets him 8. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
No. Check. Patriot!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19!
10th carry now for Elliott. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Hard throw incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 51 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
On the ground, this is Johnson. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Detroit! Gun!
They'll set up a throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harmon. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So signs of life. And again, this is tackle. It's Randy Gregory.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here. They've got to hold them to a field goal attempt or less. Otherwise, this game just might be out of reach. Let's see if they can hunker down and get it done.
Looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And out now come the Cowboys. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Trey Boston.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And they'll They'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running back, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
They'll hand it off to Kelly. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Right back to him on first down. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. This is Kelly. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Andy Lee now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. There's the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Trey Boston, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Cardinals, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
They call a podcast Poppy. King goes, I see they tryna copy. Diamonds in the chains, bust down wrists. And you ain't never seen no like this. What? Tell me something I don't know.